Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a $550 gaming PC build. The parts include a 450 watt power supply from Antec, a 1 terabyte Western Digital hard drive over there, a disk drive for disks, 8 gigabytes of RAM from Team Dark. AMD FX 6300 processor with 6 cores at 3.5 gigahertz. There we go. A ASUS motherboard, M5A7 8L MLX Plus motherboard for AM3 Plus socket. And the prize of the build is the AMD Radeon R9 270 with it's from Sapphire. So, yeah, here we go. As you can see, we already have the power supply in there already, because, we forgot, and we already put it in, because we're lazy, so we're not going to take it back out. Anyway, let's get started. So, first, we have our motherboard. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over here, and we're going to put our CPU and our RAM sticks in. So, I don't have the CPU over here. Okay, so we lined up the 2 triangles here. Now it's time to push the arm down with a little bit of force. Slide it over. There we go. Now, for one of the more challenging parts, is putting the heat sink on the CPU. Make sure to put the fan side up. Put it on like so. Comes down over this little hook. On the other side, make sure it comes down on the little hook ever so slightly. Not. This one is on its part. Sometimes it just doesn't want to cooperate. Let's do this side first, then this side. Oh, okay, there we go. Now we're going to take this arm, push it down this side, and there we go. Then we're going to take our 4-pin adapter thingy and plug it into here. Over here it says CPU fan right on the motherboard, so you want to plug it into the 4-pin. There we go. So next we're going to want to install our RAM. There we go. Nice beautiful blue to match our motherboard. How the heck does this come out? Doesn't sound good. Oh, there we go. Just push it from the bottom. First RAM stick, make sure you line up this little notch here with the notch on your RAM slot. Pull these things back. What I recommend doing is pushing one side in first and then the other. This makes it easier. Then our second slot, do the same thing. Pull them back. And pop them in. There we go. It's that simple. So now we're going to take this and put it in our case. Obviously being quite careful. I would suggest doing this before you put your power supply in, or else the cables just get in your way. It's just a big pain. Now line up your ports with your I/O shield. There we go. Next, we're going to screw it into the base mounts into the motherboard, and we'll be right back.
Alright, as you can see, we've put it in the motherboard and screwed it in and such, and there's cables everywhere. So here we go. We remove the front panel ahead of time just because it's a hassle, and usually what you'll do with cases like this and such, it'll be like up against there and there's a little place you can grab and pull it off. Make sure it's not connected in any other ways.
So now we're going to install our CD drive for like installing Windows and DVDs and whatever you want. So you just put it over here, slide this baby in, and there you go. Now there are 4 screws over here that you should line up with these holes that you need to screw in. So you can figure out which screws you need. I don't know. I'm just gonna guess these. Actually, we're gonna use these big fat ones. So, there we go. Oh god. Nope, these are not the right screws.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to use the smaller little ones. The big fat ones don't fit. Fatties. So, there we go. Screws in nicely. And yes, you're gonna have your CD drive sticking out a little bit, because then this part will stick out, so there you go. Oh god. No, wrong screw again. And you want to take off the air filters wherever you're putting a CD drive. So obviously you put the CD drive in and there's not an air filter in the way. That would be problematic. And for the sake of the video, we're not going to screw in the rest of them because that would take too long. So next, well, obviously here we have our assistant taking off this. You just kind of like pop it off. There you go. Snazzy. And then slide it on. Pop it in. Pop it.
You can adjust these screws. Some cases you can do this, some you might not be able to. We can adjust them so you can have your CD drive stick out as much or as little as you want. When we go back in really far, you could do that, but we're not. We're going to try and make it flush. Because flush is lush.
Flush is flabulous.
What the heck? This thing is really retarded. Notice how it's like not sticking out, sticking out.
So you want to try and make it nice and pretty.
Yeah.
But obviously, you can't always have that in life. Because life is life.
But you know, it's still going to be functional. Hopefully. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is the bottom. It wasn't popped in. Yeah, okay, no. So, yeah, look at that. So, the computer, you got the CD drive front, you got some stuff inside of it. Let's do the hard drive while we're on this section of the computer.
So here we go. We got our Western Digital 4TB hard drive.
Caviar Blue. It's a very good hard drive for $60. If you get anything less than a terabyte, it's really nothing. It's not worth it. It's just like a terabyte, $60. You might find a hard drive for 500 gigabytes for like $50. So why not pay $10 more and get twice as much? Alright, this is inconvenient. So, it appears to be an dilemma that this thing's in the way, but do not fear. Forcing things always helps.
There we go. Nice and pretty like.
We're just basically going to screw that in. Like the same way we did the CD drive. But, here, it's just a hand of screws. And pretty much same size screws. And just screws in. You can screw in one, you can screw in both, you could screw in 14, but maybe you can't, I don't know. And that's how you install that such stuff. Now, let's go to the graphics card.
So here we have our Radeon Sapphire R9 270 with its dual fans. It's a very fab looking graphics card. So here we're going to move all these cables out of the way. My assistant can hold them. Thank you. So over here You want to take out these two. I accidentally took out this. You want to take out these two. So here we go. Plop this baby in into the little slot thingamabob. Push it in. It should kind of like slide in, pop in sometimes depending on what motherboard you have. So then you're going to take the same screws and screw them in right here. Praise to your Lord, Savior, whoever, that you don't drop them, as then it's a pain. You hope that they screw in. And you hope that they screw in! You can just screw indefinitely, you know. Sweet Jesus. Okay, well, maybe we have to use a different screw. This one obviously does not want to capooperate. Sorry for my fat fingers. There we go. If I had a big fat screw, and this one's probably going to be too fat. Is it in there? No. Alright. There we go. Two screws, so you put two screws in. It's nice and tight. There we go. Now we got your ports there in the back, your vent, and it's like we're ready to put in the some of the cables. Oh yeah, cables. What you do. So here we have a fan over here, and it niftily came with a this kind of like 4-pin port because we didn't have enough of these on the motherboard. So you just pop that into there. Here we've got our SATA cables, which you are going to plug, not SATA, PCIe, sorry, power cable, which you're going to plug into your graphics card like so. There we go, clicks in. If you ever have a problem where you turn your computer on, you forget to do that, and your graphics cards are running super loud, that's probably why. Next, one of the most important things, we're going to want to plug in our power to our motherboard. So it's down here, this big fat thing. Don't worry, it is going to take a good bit of force to punch it in there. There we go. There is a second part to it, and sometimes if all your ports aren't filled up, I'm going to plug that in there too. Just like so. This is fun. Super fun. Super duper fun. Anyway, I'm going to plug that in. Now, here is the so next you want to plug in your secondary motherboard power, which is a 4-pin. Yeah, 4-pin. Here it is. There's 4. You can forget about that one. Just 4. Plug it in over here. Just plug this one in. Doesn't really matter. It was easier. There you go. Secondary power for your motherboard. Next, move on to this, which is your, it should say, USB. And down here in this crack of death, there is a USB thing. If I can get this out of the way, whatever this is. So you're going to line it up. There's a pin missing, and there's a pin missing on the motherboard. So it shouldn't be too hard to line up.
Yeah, they make this stuff pretty foolproof, but I mean, some people are that stupid.
We probably should have done this before we put the graphics card in.
This is a Micro-ATX case, so there isn't too much breathing room in here.
Obviously, you get a bigger case, it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah, it might have been a larger idea off the case, but yeah.
Oh well. Next, you got your HD audio, which is all the way in the corner. Again, there's another pin missing. And that's AC something.
97. I don't know what the heck that is. Okay.
You can ignore that one.
Hey, HD audio. Let's get to that because we actually know something about that. That's gonna go down there in the crack of that too. It is like pin missing in a different place, so you obviously can't plug it into the USB. Thank heaven for 7-Eleven.
What? Okay, well, we're gonna take this graphics card back out because it's just making it a pain.
And we're gonna go plug in that. We're gonna plug in that stuff. So we'll be back.
All right, everybody, we're back after our camera died. So we're going to be plugging these little things in, which are an absolute pain. Also, this one. There you go. Which are basically your things out here, like your power button, your reset button, all your lights, microphone, audio, stuff like that. Are these. Now, over here, we got this little black thing over here, which is a bunch of little separate plastic bits on the end, and not this black part right here. The two that are furthest away from the motherboard, we're going to be using those two. So, first, we're going to put in our power, which is our power button on the outside of our case, and it goes...
You can find this by
actually,
your motherboard.
It says it right there on the motherboard. I did not realize.
Yeah, you can look on your motherboard or your motherboard manual. And, or you can just go around touching pins together with a screwdriver. And when you have the thing plugged in, and when you touch the right two together, it will turn on. That's how you know where to put the power button.
Okay. And easy thing is, if the power button plugs right there, you put the reset directly opposite of it. So that's a pretty
common trend that's been going on
for thousands of years.
Ever since computers have existed.
For thousands of years. Okay, this is a big pain. I'm gonna unplug the power one first and plug this one in. Where is it? Where did it go? There it is. As you can see, these things are a huge pain in the butt. Nobody likes them, but you got a deal. Now the audio goes, I can't read that. I can't read that. Power LED, HD, okay. So the audio goes on the bottom, next to the reset switch. Sorry for my arm being in the way, but this is hard to do. There we go. These two, they're like little singular ones. One's positive, one's negative. So you want to put them on the right side. And this one, I don't know which one it is, so we're just going to guess. If it doesn't work, just switch them.
You put the reset in the right place.
I did. Come on. There we go. Sorry for the terrible angles for the camera, because there's not much room here. This is going right smoothly for a video.
Indeed.
God, it goes in every direction but the one I want it to go in.
Step aside.
No, hey. I got this.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, I do. Sassy. Now let's put our power in. There we go. So now we got all those plugged in. Move those cables over there.
What appears.
Oh, yes. What
Now you're gonna want to make sure that, yeah, I believe that's it for everything else.
Except our graphics card, we're just gonna put that back in there. You already saw how to
We'll put that back in after we connect these other cables, and then you will test it. But next, CD drive and hard drive here. We're gonna plug these in, and so basically, there's two types of hard drives and CD drives. There's the IDE and the SATA. SATA has power connectors that look like this. You'll notice the L shape on it. And IDE has power connectors that look like this. These are called Molex. These are both SATA, the ones we're going to be using. So this Molex can just go over here and block airflow. Most cables come with 2 of these. Very convenient, considering most people usually have 1 hard drive, 1 CD drive. And so it's not that hard to mess up because it's pretty clear what plug goes where. There's only 2 spots to plug something in. One of them is the power, the other one's the
data.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it is. This is down there pretty good.
Once again, I would suggest putting everything in, plugging the cables in, and then sticking your power supply in.
This is where a modular power supply comes in handy. I'll tell you what. Oh, I got it. Okay, now for the second one. There's too many freaking cables in here.
Is it backwards?
It is. It is upside down. I've just informed myself. What the heck? This is an abomination.
We make very high quality videos that are very professional.
As you can see.
Just get in the fucking.
There we go! Look at that! Nice, neat cables! Oh my gosh! Honestly, folks, I would recommend getting a mid-tower ATX case at least. And we could probably 2 days, or 2 days for that. Do some cable management. But that's that. So there's those, and next we gotta plug in the data connections, which are SATA.
Go.
Alright, so next we're going to put in the data connections for the CD drive and the hard drive. They're pretty obvious as well, also L-shaped, but they are reversed from the power connectors, so don't get them confused.
They're also a lot smaller.
Yeah, they're smaller too.
They both go down there.
Am I doing this right?
Don't know.
There it is. Alright, now you're going to notice that most motherboards will come with 2. One will be usually hinge-shaped and one maybe not hinge-shaped. It's good to use the hinge-shaped ones to get up in there. And
Oh,
these
yeah.
ones are a little bit more flexible. Yeah, it's better to do this than to put a bend in the cable too much. And this one will attach up into the CD drive. Oh god. That's just... that power connector needs to just pop out. This is why you don't do Micro-ATX build. Alright. So we're gonna pop the graphics card in this puppy. And then we're going to show you how to install Windows and such, and then we'll show you some performance out of this guy.
Alright.